Welcome to Flatbed Tonight. This is Chris Hawes, and we are back with Emerson Lake. Emerson, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you, and I hope if it's all right with you, I'd like to make a public appeal to the many, many friends we have gathered with us tonight. Is that all right?
That's absolutely okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, I am Emerson Lake, erotic poet and canal enthusiast. And tonight I appear before you to present you with an appeal. For many years now, the topic of sex has been very much in the news and never in a positive light. It can become difficult to look beyond all the terrible, terrible news headlines and remind ourselves that the simple act of making love between two or more consenting adults is one of the most beautiful, natural things you could ever pay to watch. And that's why Chris has been so kind to have me on his show so that I can promote my upcoming performance next month at Canada's most prestigious poetry event, the Carleton Place Tractor Pull and Petting Zoo.
I've done a tractor pull.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Many of the great poets will be there.
Absolutely. Now, so how did you come to find poetry as an art form?
Well, it's quite simple, really. As an artist, I had something I felt very deep, and I wanted to reach out and touch others with it. And consequently, I said, well, but what about having a job or staying employed? But then I thought, no, instead, all my ex-wives can pay for me in my support payments, and they underwrite all of my events.
Really? That's a great way to run it.
Until the lawyers say otherwise. I am the man in Canada with the record for the largest spousal support settlement ever given from a woman to a man.
Really?
Oh, yes.
And how much would that be?
Oh, we don't talk numbers.
We don't talk
Let's
numbers?
just say I'm building a house and it's not in this country.
Well, is it a third world country?
Union issues, I don't want to get into that.
All right, I understand that.
But yes,
so,
and as a result, I'm very excited because I feel that in a town like Ottawa especially, where the starched collars set are very uncomfortable with feelings or perhaps experimenting with themselves sexually, they have to be encouraged. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to push you from behind, friends, and to keep on pushing.
I don't even know how to answer that.
Well, perhaps I should read you one of my poems.
I would love to that. Do you
recite to you one of my poems.
That would be wonderful.
Oh, yes, well,
and
yes.
read poetry.
I'll bring you to sentimental tears as well with
Perfect.
my true story, a poem based on a true story that happened in the Maritimes, and it's called I Once Sneezed a Cigarette into Her Butt Crack. I once sneezed a cigarette into her butt crack as we lay after sex right there in the sack. It flew up in the air, but then it fell back. So I gave the cheeks of her backside a smack, but that drove the smoke deeper. She started to shriek, and around the apartment she streaked as she shrieked. I tried to dislodge it, just hold friggin' still, but she ran and she ran like panicked folk will. Last week at a card game, she flipped up her dress and showed us the burn mark. Her friends were impressed. And as they admired her naked ass joking, I'll always remember how I left her butt smoking. Thank you. Thank you very much. As I said, a true story. It happened in the Maritimes, as really a story like that only could.
Now, you were
Oh, in the Maritimes?
Yeah, in the Maritimes.
Oh, no. For many years, I lived out there to bring the good word and avoid some tax problems that I had locally. Much like Mike Duffy, I now maintain a small residence out there.
Right.
That allows me certain legal beer over the provincial borders.
I'd like to hear something else.
Yes. Well, I have a very sentimental poem I wrote based on a woman who broke my heart, even though I only made her up. And it's called The Cops Took My Woman. The cops took my woman, My woman they took. She wrote all kinds of crazy stuff all over Facebook. Said she'd murder some political dude and they locked her away. And I fancy it rude. I so miss my woman. Her mind so artistic, her legs so demanding, her sex fetishistic. I miss her so much because some nights I have bad dreams, and when I wake up in the dark, there's nobody there. You know, that one sounded funnier in my head.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's so important to read these things out loud before you go embarrass yourself on a street corner on Sparks and Elgin. But still, I'm glad that all of you are here reaching out for Emerson and the magic that he infects you with.
Do you find that you get invited to a lot of sex parties now?
Well, not a lot, but I have been at one or two adult parties. Yes, definitely.
Now, as Emerson or naked?
No, I'm a professional. I have to be Emerson. Everyone else was naked, but I maintained my uniform and brought the good word to all of the middle-aged millionaires as they sat in their 17-person hot tub.
Before we leave, I would love to hear one more. Can we hear?
One
Am
more?
I being too demanding?
Let me think. I might not have anything except maybe something local. So this one is another one that's based on a true story, and it's called Orleans One Night Stand. Orleans, Orleans, you big hill of beans, divorced angry cougars unzipping my jeans, flashing hands and satisfied glands. I love my nights in Orleans. I love your nice house from a previous marriage, and I love that your husband's got the mortgage bill carriage. What a wonderful place for me to adore you. Come, sit on the mattress where he used to ignore you. I don't care if it's just one night, I can still be a courting. I don't care if there's some dude in the closet recording. Because I'm not afraid of no bylaw enforcement. I've got an erection that won't need their endorsement. We entwine and make love as we needed to do. And like the 95 bus, we went all night too. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was perfect.
Thank you, Chris.
That was, you know
Thank
what?
you. Well, you know, Chris, I've been a poet ever since the age of 12, and in the 10 years since then, I've learned so much. So I can't thank you enough.
No, you know what? It's been absolutely my pleasure, and I hope the viewers enjoyed it. This has been Flatbed Tonight with Emerson Lake. I'm Chris Hawes. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. May the good lovin' be your lovin'.